Hello, this is Sandra again with Life Over 60. Several months ago, my son called me and told me that he had done the 23andMe DNA testing and he had gotten his results back and he read off exactly what his background was. And it really was very interesting. Basically, said where his ancestors came from. It was a little different than mine because his father's mix was in there a little bit. But one thing I did learn that he had more than natural Neanderthal connection. And Neanderthal DNA comes from the mother. So that means that I came from the Neanderthals, a little more than the normal person, and I don't know whether that's good or bad because the Neanderthals finally became extinct and the Homo sapiens came in to be the dominant creature on Earth. But he decided, and he asked me, would I do mine so that we could compare notes? So I waited maybe about a month before I figured, okay, I'll do it to make everybody happy. And to be honest, I was a little bit curious after he read what his background was. So I sent in for my kit by mail, on email. I went to their website, and it took 3 to 5 days for me to get my kit. And believe it or not, it was so easy to do. Inside the kit, they have a vial with where you can put your saliva, and then on the back of the kit, it's a self-mailer. There is a prepaid postage label. So once you have your saliva in the tube, once you spit all you can spit and get it up to where they want you to put it, then you just put the vial back in the package, you seal it, and drop it in the mailbox. 1, 2, 3. It really is easy as the DNA 1, 2, 3 and me. And it took about, I would say, 3 weeks to get my results back. And it really was interesting. Wasn't too surprising for me because it said I'm 99.9% English, Irish, Northern European. But there was a tiny surprise in there. It said I was 3.0% Iberian. And I couldn't figure out how that was. But I guess it's true because my DNA proves it. And also in there, it tells you how far back those connections are. And my English, Irish, Scottish, Swedish, all of those things mixed together, that goes back 2 to 3 generations. But my Iberian connection is 5 to 8. Now, I think they mean generations. I don't think they mean centuries. So 3 to 8 generations back, I have a very small percentage of Iberian connection. And it was very interesting for my son and I to compare our DNA sample results. And his results show exactly from his mother all of the DNA that I was told belongs to me. So I think it's quite accurate. I'm not too happy about the Neanderthal part, though. Anyway, we're here. It doesn't matter. But if you want to subscribe to just the Ancestry part, it's $99. And if you want to have both your health history and your ancestry, it's $199. And I'm going to put all the information below for you. I am not getting paid for this. My son and I did this just for fun, and we did it on our own. But if you are interested, you can read more about it below, and I put a link to their website. But when I read my health part, it really is quite detailed. It goes through all of the lactose intolerance, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and all of the probably major diseases. They didn't put anything about cancer because I don't think we know enough about that. But they put so many things, and you don't have to do that. I know some people are not interested. They don't want to know maybe what they might be inclined to get. But if you are, I think it's a great tool to have, because if you have any of this DNA inclination in your health report, you could be proactive and quite possibly stop the diabetics and a propensity toward being diabetic and things like that. And they also have things about your skin and hair, whether or not you have dark hair before you were over 60. Maybe, I do have a friend who still has dark hair, and she is like 65, so she's a lucky woman. But they tell you whether or not you have a propensity for a unibrow, whether maybe you might be prone to freckles or a dimple in your chin, or a cleft, I guess, in your chin, or dimples, whether you have fair skin or darker olive skin. I mean, it really is so fascinating what they can tell you about your DNA. They also have things in there, whether or not you have the ability, if you have a muscular body that is prone to an athlete, and if you really worked out, you could develop really muscles, or that if you have a more lean body, that if you work out, you become firm, but you don't have the propensity to build up a lot of muscles. They also put in there whether or not you have a sensitivity to caffeine and various other substances, and also whether or not you are a heavy sleeper or a light sleeper, whether or not when you sleep you don't go, you are a restless sleeper. In other words, you move around a lot at night. And honestly, I have to say, through my DNA, that 99.9% of the things that they told me really are correct. I really was surprised. I didn't think that your DNA could show too much more than your ancestry or possibly being susceptible to certain illnesses. That I did believe in, but I didn't know that they could do so much beyond that with your DNA. So my son and I have done it, and we've compared notes, and both of us are kind of right on. And if you want to, you can participate in genetic studies through them by doing questionnaires and helping them out with more of their genetic research. And my son even was given a list, and I guess if I asked for it, I could give a list of the people who had certain DNA that was close to mine. And you can contact them and chat with them and get perhaps a history of who they are, and maybe find a link somewhere way back in your genetic history. But if you are interested in genetics, I would recommend the 23andMe kit. It's very easy, and it's quick, and quite, for me, quite accurate. That kind of concludes my chat today about DNA and 23andMe. So if you are interested, read all the information below. Thank you for joining me, and don't forget, life over 60 can be the best times of our life. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you like me, subscribe, because I cover all aspects of life over 50, from makeup to motherhood to lifestyle to just living and enjoying life. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you come back again. Take care and have a wonderful day, will you?
Don't